Okay, let's start again. Take 2. Whoopsie, flashing. Might have to edit that bit out of the beginning. Sorry about that. Okay, let's just jump back on. Marie Reynolds, take 2. Here we go.
The intro before. Where is she? UK's top wellness expert in
Oh my God! Do you know what happened? I had all the big crystals in front of this power thing. I've removed them and I can connect. There you go.
Oh my God, that's amazing. So the power of the crystals.
There you go.
That's what we want to talk to you about. So it's helping to get rid of any of that negative energy, all of that radio frequencies, and also an INSTALIVE.
Yeah, I'm thinking, what on earth is going on? Because I keep saying request. And I've moved 3 big hunks of crystals out of in front of the phone. There you go. Bob's your uncle, Flo's your aunt.
Oh my God. I'm sweating. I'm like,
I know, I can see you. And I can see you. Anyway, back in the room.
Back in the room. It's so nice to talk to you.
You did well.
I was like, anyway, I was like, you can talk for England, so we need all the time that we can get with Marie Reynolds. Listen, honey, thank you for talking to me today. You look incredible. The backdrop is awesome. I love your wallpaper.
Yes, my little Zen room. This is the Zen room.
I've seen pictures of it, and there's gorgeous crystals everywhere. So we wanted to talk about crystals obviously today.
Yes.
Life's getting hectic again. People are going back to work. It's like, you know, it's
mental.
It just starts to get mental, and you just don't realize how much we were doing before, and how people, just being around people, kind of, I hate to say it, but it does drain you a little bit, you know, in the nicest possible way. I love seeing people, but that energy that you're kind of,
I call these people, some people, even though they might be the nicest of people, they're emotional vampires. They literally drain you. That's why I always used to wear crystals in my bra. I heard you talking about it. And I had like a proper set of crystals. I didn't give a crap how big they were. It looked as though I had mutant warts on my boot.
You do like, do.
Yeah. Yeah, and I used to have loads of them. I used to have like about 7 on each side. But, you know, there are a lot of things that crystals can do. And that's why it's lovely that we're having this chat, because we can talk about, you know, why I use them, why people think that they are a bit woo-woo, when actually there's, you know, lots of scientific evidence with crystals and how they're formed and the different formations of them and the different energies of them. Because you got an octahedra, didn't I? I sent you an octahedra. Let me find my one today. Have you got that?
Show me which one that is.
That's the fluorite octahedra.
Oh yeah, I put that in my water.
Oh, well done. You're ahead of me. Yeah, well done.
Well, I was just remember when I spoke to you, and I was like, wait, this is good, because I spoke to you and I was like, okay, we did a chat with Petronella. Those of you who were listening watched that one, and it was about trying to purify the water, or, you know, and I was looking into getting a water filter to put under the sink and do all this kind of thing. You need a plumber, and it's a whole thing. But then I saw in your Insta that you were putting stuff into your water, and I was like, and you were talking about how that will help to purify it and just help to cancel out any of the bad stuff in it.
Well, water is one of those things that, you know, we are made primarily, we are born like 95% water, and it has memory. But when we're talking about water that we drink, the tap water, don't forget what is in that tap water. You know, there's women that are on HRT patches, there's contraceptive pills, there's drugs, there's all sorts of things that go in our tap water. Filtered, yeah, but there's still, water has memory. We're talking homeopathy, it remembers those energetic frequencies. So we are actually absorbing those energetic frequencies. So always look for spring water rather than mineral water. Mineral water is okay, but spring water is the best. It's the live water. And then, you know, I've got the H2 cap, so it actually filters the water with hydrogen. So it makes the molecules even more smaller, so you're intracellularly hydrated. And then on top of that, I put, I mean, at the moment, I'm putting Shungite in there. But, you know, this is Fluorite. So Fluorite is like a natural detoxifier. And And it's also really good if, especially now with what's going on with COVID and things like that. So if you're feeling under the weather, or if you're feeling that your immune system is a little bit impaired, or just for protection, you can pop that in the water and it'll help to purify. It will help boost immunity. And the Shungite in particular is really healing. Now, Shungite is just carbon.
Well, I put one of those in too, but it's like you've been like up the chimney, because it's like proper.
Yeah, it is. It's like I've got it. I put it on white paper so you can see that. Look, you can actually see that it's like black. It looks. It is like coal, but it's not. It's not. It's Shungite. It's carbon. So it's fantastic for people that are poorly. Anyway, it's really good for that. It is a total purifier of the water, but it's also really good to absorb electromagnetic toxicity and electrosmog, which we get. And we are absolutely swathed in. We can't escape from it, because don't forget, we get electrosmog from TV screens, from computer screens, from phone screens, from Wi-Fi, from landlines, from all sorts of things. And also we absorb it depending on where our house is built, whether it's built on, you know, with telephone cables going over, electric cables, and also water veins. So all of these things we cannot absorb. Or we can't avoid, rather. So we have to do things like this to help absorb those electromagnetic frequencies.
So somebody said that also you can put, I read somewhere that you can put the Shungite, like big rocks of it, by your, say, computer router or any of your kind of devices, rather than just ingesting it. You can also put it around.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like Shungite, I mean, this is a Shungite bracelet. So, you know, Shungite is fantastic. Rose quartz actually is really lovely as well to keep in the bedroom. I always talk about your sleep hygiene, and I'm not talking about your bedclothes and things like that. I'm talking about your sleep hygiene with electromagnetic smog. So even your light switches, you must turn them off at the wall, not, you know.
Oh, I never do that. I always leave them on.
Yeah, so don't forget, as we sleep, our body goes into rest and repair, and our brain purges, and all of these things interfere with this electromagnetic field. Our electromagnetic field, you know, it radiates out quite far. So we also absorb all of these things. So by putting a big hunk of, like, I've got this big hunk in my bedroom.
Don't put it near, you're going to switch off the Wi-Fi.
Yeah. So,
I'll lose you again.
A good hunk of rose quartz with Shungite in particular. And actually, there's a really good experiment that, you know, has been done where people have put like cups. You remember when we were a kid and you was putting watercress in eggshells to make them grow? Well, you put these 2 eggshells with watercress in front of a router, and you put a little ring of crystals in front of 1 cup, and you'll see how fast the one with the crystals grows and the one without doesn't.
That's such a good experiment.
Yeah, so, you know, as far as energy, and the thing is, these crystals have different frequencies, and they link in with different chakras, because we are electrical beings. Every single thing in our system, every living organism has a frequency, even the earth. The earth has a frequency. It's called the Schumann resonance. And that's why with earthing, you know, we feel so much better when we go to the sea, or when we're walking in trees, when we've got our feet on the ground. I don't know whether you saw yesterday, I did. So it's amazing. So it's a black and white picture, and you were like in between clients, in between your healing clients, like, you know, your phone calls, all your Zooms and all of that. You got your bra off. You got your sitting on the grass. You didn't show your boobs, it was your back, but you were doing it was a grounding rod. Yeah, so I've got in the clinic, I've got a grounding rod. So we all have grounding rods in our house, because that's where we get the earth from, you know, with the electricity. So I've got a specific really long grounding rod that's gone right deep into the earth, and then I have wires coming into the clinic that are specific earthing wires that I attach pads to, for points of pain, or just to sort of like have a little bit of what's called DMI, which is the Schumann resonance, just to sort of like, if you're feeling really flat and you need to build your vitality. And I've also got an earthing sheet, which I attach the pads to. But I've also got a spare rod, so that if I feel that I just want to connect, I mean, it was absolutely peeing down yesterday, but I just thought, I felt so overwhelmed myself, because I'm doing a lot of energy work, and I'm constantly on doing Zoom consultations, and I just needed a bit of time out. So you just put the earthing rod in the ground attached to the pads, and you can either put it on your feet and lie down and just do some breathing, but I put it on specific points in the back. But that is particularly good if people are in flats, or they haven't got a lot of garden space, or they can't get to the park, because you can just get a really fantastic house plant. Peace lilies are very good as well. They're very good.
You just stick it in there. You just stick
it in there. Yeah. And there's even, they will even do cuffs. So while you're working, you know, you can have a grounding pad and you can put the cuff on. And
because it's really interesting you said about flats, because when I was living in the flat in London, like that, I didn't sleep well, firstly, because I just think that there was so, I mean, it was quite a big flat, people above people, you know, and you just do pick up on people's vibes energy, and then the whole energy, and then the whole building. There's obviously, everybody's got Wi-Fi, everybody's got all this, so there's a lot of kind of interference that you're just absorbing. And I definitely did not, that's when I ended up in hospital with meningitis. I mean, not saying that that's what caused it, but I was so kind of run down, and my immune system just wasn't, you know, I ended up with glandular fever and meningitis. And I just truly believe that it was a kind of a combination of the not sleeping, the being in the flat,
100%.
Obviously the early
100%. And also when you're in buildings that are made of concrete, they absorb moisture. They don't only absorb moisture from the ground, they absorb moisture from you. And, you know, and also when you're in front of the phones, all of us are in front of this tablet or these screens, you know, it can be a blessing and a curse. But actually, what it does, it absolutely dehydrates. There is conditions, PC skin, where your skin is like dull and dehydrated and lackluster. It speeds aging up. So it's really important to digitally detox if you can. It's really important to go ground. I mean, Norfolk is, I mean, we're so lucky. There's a specific fungus that grows on the trees. It is only grown if the air is really pure. So, you know, we always, Julian and I, you know, when we've had enough, we go to the beach when there's no one there, and we just, you know, let's sit on the beach with a glass of wine, and it is the best medicine. It is the best medicine.
Are you close? Are you close to the beach where you are then?
Yeah, about half an hour from beaches. Yeah.
Nice.
So it's really lovely, and it's just, you know, and get your shoes off. I mean, like, Julian thinks I'm absolutely off my head, because we go to the beach. We went to Winterton once, and it was foggy, and it was really kicking up a wind, and the waves were crashing. And I just took my shoes off. I had my jeans on, and I just walked into the sea with all the waves crashing over me. And it was lovely. The best. It's lovely. Absolutely amazing. It's the best medicine for you. It's the best medicine.
I love that.
You know,
you're lucky.
Yeah, and what you've got to remember is that all of these elements have created crystals. You know, your crystals are millions and millions and millions of years old. And they have got so much energy encapsulated with them. And they're formed through tectonic plates moving, or through the pressure of different climates, or all sorts of different things. And they hold all of this amazing energy, but they also can absorb negative energy, which is why it's really important to cleanse your crystals.
So there's a few things I want to ask you, follow up with the cleaning of the crystals. So we all know, or a lot of, maybe you don't know, but it's like full moon. That's a really good time to cleanse them. You can wash them. You can wash them, some of them. And then also you like to smudge them with the sage stick, or use incense.
So you've got Scolicite. I sent you a Scolicite. You know, that one that looks like root, but it's so delicate. Did you see that one?
I've got one of these. This one.
So that's a selenite point. That's lovely. So that's a really good. Now selenite has got the name from the moon, because Selene was the goddess of the moon. So you charge that under the moon, and that is Scolicite. There's a. You couldn't put this under your bra. There you go.
Vogue. I know, that's what I said.
Yeah. So there's another little one, a really delicate one. Did you not get that one?
Well, I did, but I haven't opened it, because you said unwrap really carefully, very delicate, and I just don't trust myself.
Oh my God, do it now. It's really pretty. It's a raw one, but just do it really gently.
Because I thought everything was going to come tumbling out, like the Shungite stuff. Okay, opening live on. Ooh!
So that is raw Scolicite. Okay, so Scolicite, you can see how fragile it is. So yeah, those ones you can put, and all of those type of ones are like a higher realm one. These are really good if you've got you know, brain fog, if you feel mentally stressed, mentally strained, if you just need clarity, if you need to just sweep your mind of any crap that you've got, you know, if you're feeling overloaded, overwhelmed. So they're really good, but they're the good ones that you put and you charge in the moon. Now, there are other ways of charging. There's something that I use in water, and that is spectrumin. Now my spectrumin, this spectrumin is a hydration. I put it in water for added hydration. It's an intracellular, it's an ionic mineral. This has 72 ionic minerals from the Great Salt Lake. So like for instance, this big beastie,
Oh no, we're gonna lose her.
No, so this amethyst I put in the bath, and I just put a couple of drops of the spectrumin in there because it's so strong. I mean, if you put one drop on your finger and taste it, it makes your feet curl. It's really, really salty. So you pop that in your crystals, and that's fantastic. That will charge it up. And then we've got sage. Okay,
sage, yes, so that's smudging sage stick.
This is white sage. Now, white sage has got there's a lot of ancient people use this in ancient rituals. It's got a lot of spirituality. It purifies the air. It cleanses from any negative toxicity that you might be thinking or absorbing, because don't forget, we do absorb negative energy from other people, even their thoughts. There's a true saying is that when you're on someone's wavelength, you know yourself, you can walk into the room and you can light up the room, and then someone will come in and it kills that buzz instantly. So it's very much where you've got to be on people's wavelength, and also just be careful of protecting yourself with that. You know, things like obsidian is very good for protecting. So these are good that you can put in your bra, or you can hold on you. Obsidian, hematite. Obsidian, the Egyptians used to lay the pharaohs on pillows of obsidian to protect them into the afterlife, because they believed that it would protect them against evil forces. And they also used to use hematite for their spears, because they believed that only did it protect them from the physical evil person, but also the spiritual, the soul, the evil soul. But this is another beauty of mine. Can you see that gold sheen?
Oh, yeah.
So this is called gold sheen obsidian.
That's
and
beautiful.
this, yeah, I mean, and obsidian is volcanic glass. The Mayans used to use this for all sorts of things. So crystals have been used through all sorts of civilizations and all sorts of religious ceremonies. I mean, Catholicism, they use amethyst and carnelian, especially carnelian with the rings. And, you know, in the Bible, I've got to remember them, it's Ezekiel. There's a passage there where there's all the different mentions of the crystals that are used in the gates of heaven. Bloodstone jasper got its name because it was believed that the blood from Christ absorbed into the jasper stone. So there's lots of towels and there's lots of different things that are steeped in crystals. It's just, I absolutely love them.
I love them, and I always have. I don't have a collection like yours, I really don't. But what does it kind of, because a few people have said like migraines and hormones and things like that. Is there any that we can kind of?
Yeah, so basically, I mean, there's you can go as deep and wide as you. I think the easiest rule of thumb is remember that we're all individual beings, and when you look at a crystal, go to what you're attracted to.
Yeah.
Because that often tells you what your need is. So, or you can link it in with the colours of the chakras, and then that will tell you. So anything to do with migraines, you've got things like hematite is really good. That links in with the pituitary and the third eye. Let me show you a hematite. I've got hematite magnets in the clinic, natural magnets that I use in therapy. But these are hematite, so it's like a metallic type of stone.
Yeah.
So, you know,
I wonder if this actually. I wonder if is this hematite?
No, that's labradorite. You've got a big chunk of that I've just sent you.
This was from Paolo.
Yeah, that's
years ago.
Yeah, beautiful. That is known as the magic stone. Let me show you what have I got. Mind you, let's just see if this.
Have you got all of these on your website?
Yes.
Marie?
Now, see, the thing is, I used to sell crystals. I used to call it. It was called the Crystal Pharmacy, and I used to sell the little stones and things like that. But I've now decided, because it was just too much to sort of like store all the tiny little stones and all the rest of it. So now I have sold crystals, but I sell bigger pieces, and I just say and pieces that are really good quality, because you can buy amethyst anywhere, but you have to look. If you look at your amethyst, you'll see that the actual formations of the points are chunkier, and it's a deep purple. It's a deep, because you can get amethyst that's almost like white. So, you know, it's just got hints of amethyst, and you can get, and they look beautiful and they are wonderful, but it depends on what you want for quality. Like, for instance, you've got 2 clusters here. This cluster wasn't that much. This is called a populite. It's like ice, right? So
Yeah.
this wasn't that much, but you can see it's a cluster. Now this cluster is smaller, and you wouldn't think that it would cost much more, but it costs about 6 times more money. The reason being is because this is known as a quartz laser point. It's also got a double point on it, which is really is a high energetic part of quartz, and it's also got a single point on it. So it's the formation and the different energetic amplifications that you're looking for. So you can go into a crystal shop and think, oh, that looks really good, that's a bit of populite or a bit of quartz, or, you know, it looks fantastic. But actually, it's, if you're looking for the energetic qualities for it, and if you're looking for the purity of it, that's what you're paying for. Right. So that's when people say, oh, well, you know, I've got a piece of amethyst and it was a lot less than that. It might be, but you've got to look at the things. It's like this. This is smoky quartz. Now, it's quite an iridescent smoky quartz. You've got a beautiful one.
I bought this. Yeah, this is the one
Yeah.
I bought from you, because I sent a message to Marie and I was like, I need some crystals, help. So I ended up buying the amethyst, which is a massive piece, which I love.
Yeah.
And it's an investment, because they're not cheap.
Yeah. No, they're not.
It's not cheap. But, and then this one's like, look at that pretty there.
I mean, you've got some lovely ones there, and you've got some points on there. So the amplification in that is really good. Now this one, I'm not sure whether you can see, it's actually got, yeah, you might be able to pick that up. See that? This is called a rainbow smoky quartz. It looks as though it's got a sweetie wrapper in it. So these are really good to keep in the home, especially if you've got a little bit of negative energy, or if you're feeling a bit down, and especially if you can get something with like the rainbow quartz in it. It gives you a symbol of there is light after the dark, you know. But smoky quartz is really good, especially if you have any, if you've been into hospital, if you've had any antibiotics. Shungite is really good for that as well.
Yeah.
But getting back to migraines, hematite is fantastic. The Scolicite is fantastic. Anything on the higher realm is really good. And this is the labradorite. So I don't know whether you can see. Oh, that one.
Wow,
You can't really
that is
see.
a big beast of labradorite, isn't it?
Yeah, there you are. There's the shimmer.
Wow.
But that's known as the magic stone, and that is it's just really highly energetic. So that's those ones. And then, oh gosh.
I feel like we need a virtual tour of your whole, like
well, let me show you. This is the one that I've just literally invested in. I mean, look, let me show you this. This was filled up with crystals, but my niece and nephew just come over and we bury them for the fairies, and we put them everywhere. So this is the latest one. So you can see it's absolutely huge. But it is, honest to God, just absolutely beautiful.
You had to sell a kidney for that, I think.
Yeah, and a spleen, I think. Right. Right. So yeah. So then you can get back.
So that's really good. Sorry, we're talking. I'm like, there's so much I want to ask you. So listen. So is there any places that you should have them in the house that's the most powerful, or is it just having them around you in your, like, where would you get the most benefit, do you think? Well,
it depends. Well, definitely where you're sleeping, right? So you look at stones to absorb negative energies or electrosmog. So shungite, obsidian, rose quartz. These are all good to have in places where you've got like TVs and things like that, or your router. Put one by your router. Shungite by your router is particularly good. This is the jade feng shui ball or sphere. So it has 4 different spheres. It's been hand carved. It's absolutely amazing. I sold these I brought these on the site because there's only limited stock. I think I had only there was only 10 that I had, and they sold within 24 hours.
Wow, beautiful.
But this is a feng shui one, so you need to put that in a place where there's good energy flowing in and flowing out. So it's good to have by a front door or by a place where you spend a lot of time. Rose quartz again is really good for the bedroom, but also another one which is really lovely for nurseries is blue lace agate. You can see that blue lace agate.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Did you say that's for nurseries?
Yeah, so put it in nurseries. It's really good for babies. You know, if you get some lovely blue lace agate, that's really good. For hormonal issues, then you've got moonstone. Moonstone is really good for the hormonal issues. So these are really good. Now, these little tumbled stones, they're good to sort of like hold on to. Or if you just make a little pouch, they're good. Now, this is malachite and chrysocolla. So malachite and chrysocolla. Now, this stone, I had to have a radical hysterectomy years and years ago. And the pain was like nothing that I've ever experienced in my life. I placed that on my abdomen and it absolutely absorbed all of the heat straight away and took most of the pain out. It was amazing. So, you know, and what you've got to remember, a lot of people think, oh, well, they're just rocks. They're not. They're not. They hold so much. They're like little battery packs. And, you know, when our batteries are out of sync, you know, then our bodies are affected. And in fact, you know, a lot of people don't realize that we are living crystal. Water is liquid crystal. Fascia is liquid crystal. We have, I don't know whether you saw that post I did the other day about the crystal in between our collagen fibers in our bones.
No.
Right. So basically we have electrical conductance. It's called piezoelectric conductance. And the same is with the crystals. That means that we get our charge from light, right? So what they found was in the bones, beneath the osteocytes, which are your tiny bones, like if you break your bone, you have these osteocytes that grow bone again. But beneath, how does it grow bone? It needs electricity. It needs to have a conductance. So what they found is that beneath that, there are very, very tiny bundles of collagen fibers. And in between that, there are scales of apatite crystal. And what's bonding that is copper, is a copper element. And then that releases the electricity that conducts, that allows osteocytes to grow. Now, apatite is a crystal that is like a greeny color, and that is known to help skeletal issues. But we actually have it. We are made of carbon. We are made of all these different elements, like pyrite. Pyrite is from the stars. It's like a meteorite. But all of the elements in pyrite are the same elements that we have as human beings. So, you know, they are not just rocks and stones. They do look pretty, but they do emit a lot of electromagnetic frequency, good and bad, if you don't cleanse them.
Yeah.
You know, it's like when you go into a shop and you pick up some crystals. It's so important to cleanse them as soon as you get them back, because those crystals are picking up all the negative energy of the people touching them and walking them in the shop. And
absolutely, absolutely. It's like when somebody touches you, like somebody, you're wearing a crystal and somebody goes, I really like that, and you're like, oh,
yeah, I know. I mean, I'm really lucky. My father-in-law, he used to be into lapidary. He made this. This is a halo obsidian. I don't know whether you can see that. So that's a halo obsidian. Yeah, and he's given me some beautiful jewelry that he's made. I mean, he's in his 90s now, bless him, and he doesn't do it, but you know, he's got some beautiful jewelry that he's given me. But this as well, this is a really good one, gold tiger's eye.
A tiger's eye, yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
I haven't seen one that big. I usually see like little tiny ones in like jewelry, like it's really pretty. I think I had one back in the day, like a little tiny tiger's eye. I love that. So gold
tiger's eye are really good for grounding. You know, so all of these things, like when you feel like you're getting out of control, or again being overwhelmed, they're really good for grounding. Carnelian, which is your orange stones. Let me see if I've got a carnelian about this. Carnelian is really good for anxiety, stomach anxiety. So if you're getting that stomach anxiety, if you're feeling that you need to communicate better, Scolicite is really good.
And is aquamarine good for that too?
Yeah, aquamarine is really good. So think about, if you think about your chakras, yeah.
Because it's like I always know that I've always had a really big problem communicating what I wanted to say, like in relationships and things back in the day. And you know, it's like almost like you want to talk, but you just can't get it out, and it's like
Yeah.
there's something stopping you. And I always read that aquamarine is the stone.
Yeah,
So that's
and this one, Sodalite, not Scolicite, Sodalite. So that's and Lapis Lazuli. Oh my God, Lapis is beautiful. Let me see if I've got a lapis.
That's like a darker blue, right?
Well, it's a darker blue, but it's known as, the Egyptians referred to it as the stone of the starry skies, because they used to say that it resembled all the stars in the sky, and it's fantastic. Lapis is beautiful and Queen Alexandria used to have her house, a palace made with lapis stones in it. And it is a really empowering stone for the thyroid, for communication, for all the things to do with the throat chakra or the thymus chakra. And then you've got your heart chakra. So that's usually sort of like green stones, so jade, aquamarine, or aventurine, or amazonite, or pink. So you've got your rose quartz, and also pink tourmaline, green tourmaline. Green tourmaline is usually good for men that have a bit of road rage, so put that in their car. And pink is good for the female energy, for, you know, for just to calm you down and ground you. Then you've got sort of like your orange. Then you've got your next chakra, which is to do with your solar plexus, which is your yellow. So citrine is really good. Citrine is all about abundance. It's always good to have citrine next to a till, or in a little bit in your purse. It is meant to attract abundance in life, love, and money, and it's also really good to calm or quell any anxiety. So, and then you've got your red, your oranges, and your red stones. So you've got your red jasper, you've got your Mookaite. Mookaite is a good stone as well if you've got that.
And it's like you said, this is the colors of the chakras. So like
Yeah,
you've
absolutely.
moved down, you've got
Yeah.
your root chakra, which is the red. Now you're mentioning a lot of crystals, and it's like, so you might have to send me some of this information so I could put it on to
Happy
here.
to.
And equally, in the meantime, follow Marie, and you're going to answer questions too for anybody that's got any questions. You might not be able to get back to them straight away, I know that, because you're busy, but be patient, and you know you will answer any of the questions that anybody has.
Happy to. Yeah, happy to. It's I mean, as you say, I can talk for England, but anything that, you know, with crystals, I absolutely love. These are really good as well. Have you seen these before? Boji stones.
No, what do they do?
So these are from the indigenous people of Australia, and they're from like the Ayers Rock region. So there's a male and a female. And I sometimes put these, you're meant to put them in the palm of the hands, and just relax. And sometimes they actually move in the palm of your hands. So
if you're just holding it like this?
You just hold it like this, and you're just like, especially if you're meditating, they're extremely...
I can't see your hands. I can't see your hands. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you just hold it in the palm of your hands. But especially when I'm doing the bioresonance therapy, I sometimes put the Boji stones. Boji crystals are really, really good for that. So yeah, that's all the things I think that we've quickly covered. I don't know if there's anything else, any questions that people have got, or if you want to ask any more questions.
I mean, it's we could talk all day about crystals, and I just want to see all your crystal collection. So some of these crystals are available on your website.
Yes. So basically,
you're able to get the big daddy ones, but you've also got the little ones that you can.
No.
You haven't got little ones. You've got the big ones.
Yeah. So basically, what I would say is, if you're looking for crystal ones, there's a fantastic shop. I'm not sure whether they're online, but she is as mad as a box of frogs, but she is amazing, right? She's her name's Shirley, and she's got a shop in Eltham called Wicker Moon. And I mean, they do White Witch afternoon teas and all things, but her crystals are amazing. So if ever you're in Southeast London, or if she's got a website, you can contact her. But for me, it's a case of, if people are interested in the larger pieces, they just email Tina what budget they've got and what they want, and then we send you pictures, and then you can go from that. So but they are all ethically mined. They're you know, fantastic quality, and really I would say they're for people that just want a serious investment piece. yeah, so yeah, but as I say, they are absolutely beautiful. But there are loads and loads of crystals, and just be mindful of the shapes as well. As I say, the octahedra is a double pyramid. So the double pyramid is very powerful in energetic, amplifies the energy. It's really good. I've also got a fantastic calcite, which is known as the sunstone, and the Vikings used to use this as a point of call for navigation. They used to put the stone along the horizon, and the sun used to come through it, and it used to tell them where the main horizon was.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, so that's calcite. Let me go and get it. Hold on.
Get the calcite. I love that story. I want to see the sun going through it to give us some direction. See, I told you she's amazing, and she can talk for England about crystals. But that's not all, because she does all sorts of healing as well. This is just a little introduction into Marie Reynolds if you don't already know her. Some of you watching have already been lucky enough to actually go and see her. I didn't even know you. I'm wearing your dress. I love it. The girls are on here.
No, can't find it. I bought it for my dad. He's moved it. So, but this is an orgonite or argonite. So there's crystals in there and different metal elements, and these are also really good to absorb the electromagnetic energy. So these you can get, they're readily available. And also this book, for anyone who's into crystals, is amazing. It's the Book of Stones.
Amazing.
Yeah, so that's really, really good. That's on my Amazon Picks book list. So if people want to have a look at that.
And then this which is what I put into my water, which is like carbon. It's the Shungite.
Yeah.
Which Sharon, original Bayesian girl, you're watching. You'd sent me a video with people who put these big chunks of it near their computers to kind of like, you know, absorb all that negative energy and all of the electricity stuff. You can put this in. I put it in my water as well, so that's going to help to purify the water somewhat.
Yeah, purify the water and cleanse the water. And as I say, it's very healing. And also remember that if you wear crystals, I mean, I had somebody that I actually gave, I used to spend a lot of time in China, all over China. And there's a place in southern China called Xiamen. And it has the, sorry, my husband's just bought me some pyrite.
Amazing. Your glamorous assistant.
Yeah, so there's a really, really beautiful place called the Xiamen Temple, and people from all over China gather there. And I picked up a really beautiful citrine bracelet from there, and I got it blessed by the monks and everything. Anyway, I gave it to this person who was going through a bit of a tough time, and whenever he met up with his ex, it shattered. So it completely shattered. So I said, look, don't worry, just leave it. And then I'd given him something else, and shattered. Even when it was in a bag, in his bag, whenever he was around this person, it shattered. And I just said, look, you've got to stay away from that person. The negativity from that person is just not good. It's a crystal.
Oh.
Or if it breaks, or if anything happens, just bury it. And, you know, that's fine. It's done its job. Did you get that? Or did I did.
You froze for you did freeze for a second, but what I gathered from it, then if you do, because I've got rose quartz tools for my face, and one snapped, and so my friend Paolo said just to bury it in the garden, just put it in the garden. Yeah,
bury it in the garden, just give it back to the earth. It's done its job. And then move on to the next one. But yeah, I mean, face tools, you've got your jade, you've got your quartz, you've got your rose quartz, you've got all of these wonderful things. And they're all really good for the lymph. And there are some fantastic stones out there. I mean, I could go on and on and on. These are also good as well for energy. So here you've got a pyramid. Ooh. And you've got 4 points. So you put that on the heart chakra, and that's really good, like if you're just resting or meditating, or the amplification in that is really good. There's lots of different things. Yeah, there's lots of different things. And also for cleansing, there's these little sticks. Do you use these?
Palo Santo. Yes, I love Palo Santo. The smell is amazing. It's an ancient wood, and it's just absolutely gorgeous when you burn it. I love it so much.
Yeah, so
Thank you.
You
Thank
are
you
more than
so
welcome.
much.
No, thank you for having me on.
It's been amazing. Yeah, thank you so much. Love it. We have to do another one because there's so many layers to you. It's like you're an onion. There's like, we just keep peeling off all these different healing layers. I'm going to post this on to my IGTV if you missed the start. Thank you so much for watching, Marie. Thank you so much for finally getting online. It was a bit tricky at the beginning.
I know. Well, it's just goes to prove what the power of
yeah,
of
like these
are.
having these too close to you. You were surrounded in crystals, and it stopped you from actually being able to get on the Wi-Fi. So that is a massive sign. As I said, I'm going to tag Marie so people can follow you and ask you questions, and I'll put the website up.
Fine.
And all you need to do is tap on the arrow at the top, and all the information will come down if you're watching this later on IGTV.
Yeah,
so
that's fine.
thank you.
I'll just show
She's
you
still
this.
going. She's still going.
I just want to show you this. This is pyrite. So this is a lovely stone.
I love
which
that.
is really nice. That's the pyrite. So yeah, always just get your crystals. Make sure they're with you. Pop them in your bra. Give them a cleanse. And you'll be surprised at what
Pop
they
them
can
in
do
your
for
bra.
you. That's
no one
it.
will see. Try put this one in my bra. No one will see.
Poke them in the eye. That's it.
Thank you, darling. So nice
God
to see you.
bless. Take care. Bye.
Bye.